Hi there, my name is Webb, Stuart Webb, and this is a James Bond related YouTube video. You might have guessed that by the very clever joke I just did where I said my surname before my first name. That sort of razor sharp, completely original wit of which I'm capable. What a genius I am. In particular, this Bond video is about my experiences at the For Our Eyes Only event that had just happened this weekend just gone at Pinewood Studios. I hadn't been to one of these before. It was my first time indeed going to Pinewood, or even to Slough, where I got my taxi from. Going to Slough was a unique experience. In and of itself, you could probably do a half-hour video of the wonderful wonders of that place. But apparently these events have been going on for about 20 years. I was talking to a man while we were waiting for taxis at the end of the event, who's been going to these since the mid-1990s. There's certainly a very well-oiled machine by now, but myself, not having been to one before, or to any sort of dedicated Bond event, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, because it was a very expensive event as well, relatively speaking, over £100 a ticket. But that was sort of like with a very small number of people in attendance. And of course you got things like a free book in your pack as well, and all that sort of stuff. So relatively, that's not too bad for the day. Of course, lunch included in that as well. Sort of that sort of high-end, expensive event is not something I normally go to. But when it was announced, I saw it was a Bond film I hadn't seen at the cinema, and it happened to be coinciding with a load of classic Bond screenings this year. This is actually the 11th Bond film I've managed to see on the big screen. This was showing a few eyes only in the last less than 12 months. Since May, I think, I saw GoldenEye as the first one of the year. And so I was very, very keen to do that and add another one to my Bond belt notch. So that sort of made it a big must for me. And of course, amongst the guests was Julian Glover, one of my all-time favourite actors. So I was hugely excited about potentially meeting him, if nothing else. Which is something I'll talk about later as one of the disappointments about the day. So when you arrive at Pinewood at the start of the day, and it's relatively easy to get to, thankfully, from either Slough main line station or Uxbridge tube station. It's about 10 minutes in both cases in a taxi. Just seeing the entrance kind of gives you chills, and being able to see the 007 stage from the entrance as well. It's quite exciting, because it's such a famous building. Amusingly, I was expecting it to be quite difficult to get into the studio, maybe like all sorts of checks and bag searches and that. But amusingly, because of all the complaints I heard later about the overall security of Pinewood at the moment, I walked to the office. I said, "Oh, I'm here for James Bond." And you were like, "Yeah, just walk through, go on. It's all down at the far end. Make your own way." It's like I was a sort of human explosive out to destroy Star Wars, really. But so that was fairly straightforward. And once you got to the actual house, and it's recognisable, even though it's usually shot from the back, even from the front, you go, "Oh God, there's been so many films." From a Bond perspective, the front entrance that you go in was usually Octopussy, and of course the back is the house on Spectre Island, if Russia with Love, or the house from Carry On Up for Khyber, or as the man who did the tour was very keen to tell us, the house of that all-time classic of cinema, Who Dares Wins. We all remember that, of course. So that was a thrill as well. They had the car from the film outside the front, the Citroen, and rather amusingly, flyers to it advertised the fact you could hire that car for your wedding. You know, I'd say hiring a James Bond car, or even having a James Bond on a theme wedding, is wildly inappropriate considering how his marriage went. But if you were going to hire a Bond car for your wedding, it's not going to be the Citroen, is it? You know, the comically shit car It's a great car chase in the film, but nobody sits there going, oh God, I've got to get married in one of those. I think there's more chance of getting a Lotus, or, well, pretty much anything other than the Citroen. The exploding Lotus is more likely to be higher up on your list of wedding cars, but yeah, God bless them. I hope they can make a living doing that. The event itself was very well organised when you went in. Everything started on time. All the shows pretty much happened bang on as and when they were supposed to. You know, the dinner, the main room you were using is a room that's used at the start of the Tim Burton Batman movie, where the Mayor of Gotham City has his press conference. So that was quite exciting. And the designer, I must make sure I get his name right, Alan Tompkins, actually brought a model of a Batmobile, a design model that was made for that film, so it's quite appropriate for him to have that in there. And you know, all the guests were very nice and approachable. At one point, I was sat next to an actor from the film. In fact, I tell you a few of the actors actually, and they were all very friendly and chatty and talking back and forth. There were two tiers of guests really. There were ones who were sat in the dealer's room, were charging for autographs, and for ones who were sort of more the behind the scenes personnel who worked on the film, people like Peter Lamont, and so on, who sort of sat at the tables with everybody else, and you could go up to them and get them to sign your stuff. I must admit, I felt slightly awkward approaching them as they were sitting at just a table, relaxing and chatting with other people. So I don't think I got any of those autographs. So that's not nothing wrong with the event as such. That's a silly attitude on my part, really. But yeah, everybody else was getting up and getting everything signed and taking photographs, which is of course exactly what I should have done there with them. Of the actors who were charging, sadly Julian Glover didn't show up in the end. Supposedly caught in traffic. People were moaning that he does this a lot, getting announced to events and not turning up. So I was very disappointed there. If only you know, someone special had turned up later to negate that feeling of disappointment. Well, we'll come to that shortly. Arguably, it's a bit cheekier of them to be charging for autographs at an event that's this expensive. I can understand them, you know, selling photos to be signed, or, you know, if somebody goes up with 50 things to be signed, only signing the first one for free, but really you should have got one free autograph of everybody at least on your stuff. I admit I didn't get all of the actors who were there as autographs because, you know, it's £50 a time, you're limited money. The guy who played the captain of the ship at the start seemed a very nice man in his talk. He's in the film for a minute, you're not going to pay £50 for an autograph. However lovely he is. That was a bit of a shame. Though of course that was advertised up front, so you knew going in that was going to be the case. So with some of them, I was just a bit greedy. But of course I still did on the programme get John Glenn's autograph. And I must make sure I try and pronounce this correctly. I'm sure I won't. But also Stefan Califer, who plays Gomez in the film. He has that whole Volta PPK license, standard issue British Secret Service, license to kill or be killed. That's the exact accent he does in the film. It's perfect Cuban, and it's exactly what he sounded like. Oh dear, I've assaulted all my Cuban watchers there, and also John Marino, who played Bond's Italian contact to Luigi. They really put a bit of thought into what to call an Italian there, but he was an incredibly nice man to chat to as well, very friendly. And there's this quite great poster image as well, very famous use of a booklet, and it's got some sort of nice, solid behind the scenes information on it. So So that was quite a nice little extra bonus there. And an advert for Roger Moore's book on the back. But also, of course, from John Glenn, because one of the things you got was a copy of his autobiography, which he was signing. He was signing that for free as well, which is quite nice. And John Glenn, yeah, seemed a very nice man as well. Had lots of nice anecdotes and stories, and just seemed happy to be there and chatting to people, and very proud of his work of the 80s Bonds. But was happy to sort of chat and talk about all the ideas he had when he was making the films, what it was like to work with them. And I also got him to add his signature to my Bond 50 Blu-ray set, of which I have a lot of signatures in here now. Mainly because, you know, I bought films on VHS, I bought them on DVD twice, and then Blu-ray. I thought the only way to guarantee that I'd rebuy them again on digital brain downloads or whatever comes next in the future was to get this signed by loads of people and make it too much of a personal, valuable collectible to ever sell on. But that's him there. Of course, I mainly took the Blu-ray set with me to get it signed by Julian Glover, because of course he's the lead villain of the film. So that was disappointing. It's quite heavy to look about. I thought, well, I've already got John's signature on two things, and it would be quite nice to get somebody's in here, and he would be the most prominent person there, really associated with Bond out of the main sort of guests. Because of course there was somebody special we'll come to shortly, who he wasn't signing anything other than his own book as well. Because I don't think I've shown this off on camera before, so I do some of the other signatures, mostly in the 62 81 folder. There's Eugene Gayson and Martin Beswick, if that's showing up, hopefully just a bit. And out of all of them, probably my favourite is Caroline Munro, who was absolutely lovely to chat to. And you know, many of these people were incredibly friendly. Shane Rivers on that bit as well. People like Lana Wood and so on, Hannah Blackman. But Caroline Munro is especially chatty, and if you ever get a chance to meet her, do have a chat with her, because she will talk to you endlessly. And sort of after that sort of initial signing and meeting the people and that, then it was time for a film, For Your Eyes Only, where we got to walk through the sound stages. And apparently, you know, the sound stages have in previous years been part of the general tour of Pinewood that they do later on. But because of Star Wars and all its added extra security for this and apparently previous events, they've not been allowed to take people into the soundstage area in case we accidentally photograph the plot of the next three films. So we sort of march through very carefully, told no photography or you'll get kicked out. Talking to people who weren't there, they're actually kind of pissed about Star Wars, as it's all the extra security has made their jobs just that little bit more difficult and annoying. They're not actually that happy Star Wars has basically booked up the studio for the next 10 years. With all this extra security fences and security checks. They're a little grumpy about that, so I did manage to sneak in one photo of a Spectre mural on the wall of the John Barry Theatre without being beaten to the ground and dragged to an internment camp. And the film itself in there, of course introduced by John Glenn and the other cast. I must admit, I'm not the world's biggest For Your Eyes Only fan. It probably veers on being my least favourite Roger. But you know, as I found watching all the others on the big screen this year, to see it on that big screen does kind of bounce up its quality a bit. You know, you get to see the stunts all large, the locations look great. Roger, even at this stage, looks blatantly too old, and it's even more obvious on the big screen, but he gets away with it because he's Roger Moore, and we all love Sir Roger Moore. So yeah, it's kind of enjoyable. There was even spontaneous applause at the end of a big ski sequence in the middle of the film, though I don't know if that was the people who made the film started the sort of the applause themselves. But at the end was the glorious moment of the entire day, when the man himself came out and basically they did a routine where the host, who also works with Sir Roger on his talks that he's doing throughout the country for the next few months, sort of he gave us, oh, you've all watched a film. Julian Glover's not here yet, but he'll be here soon. He wasn't. We've got a special treat for you. We've got Roger Moore on Skype. Hello, Roger. How are you? Hello. Yeah. Where are you? Oh, I'm halfway up a mountain in Switzerland. And my first thought when he started talking was, oh, it's like that bit in Knowing Me, Knowing You, when Alan Partridge tries to have a phone conversation with him, and if the gag is, it doesn't go anywhere. And then my second thought was, that's a very good Skype connection. That's like he's in the room. But then you think, well, you know, that's just wish fulfillment on your part. But of course, then it becomes, well, yeah, it's just a shame he can't be with us today. But he is with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Roger Moore. And he comes out and everybody goes nuts and we're taking photos and it's very exciting, and Roger comes out and he gives a wave and he goes, well, it's very nice to be here. I gather you've just watched a Bond film. And sort of playing up he's not having a clue what any of his films are. And that was just a fantastic moment. Of course, all back to the house. Where we ate, and Roger Moore ate with us. Yeah, he was 2 tables away from me. We've got through most of a bottle of wine. People were taking photographs of him as he was eating, which I think was slightly unfair and weird, considering they'd already said he was going to do a talk on a stage that was right behind where he was eating. You've got nearly the same quality of photo, and considering he didn't have to eat in the same room with us, that seemed a bit invasive, I suppose. But when he went on stage with John Glenn and was bang on the money, hilarious, funny, witty, put the boot into Grace Jones a lot. Traditionally, Sir Roger in his books and that will say about Grace Jones, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. But here he was like, when he'd done a joke where he'd gone talking about stunt doubles, so you were doubled for quite a lot of the helicopter sequence, and Roger goes, doubles? And the host replied, oh no, obviously you only double for your sex scenes, Roger. And Roger's going, no, I did my sex scene with Grace Jones for real. Then he started having to go with something she said about his hair in a recent interview. Maybe that's what pissed him off to a point of slagging him off. But apparently she complained about his legs and his hair both being too stiff. And he supplied, and he was going, oh, I wish I still had that hair now. Sort of everything he said was funny. He was taking a mick out of John Glenn's fancying the woman who turned out to be a transsexual on the film. Sort of not in a mocking John Glenn's keen interest in Bond girls rather than her transsexual status. So he didn't sort of push into offensiveness. It was very much a joke with John Glenn's expense. And then he went and he was signing his book, only his book. But how absolutely wonderful is that? To get Roger Moore's signature. I mean, the man is an absolute hero of mine, love him. And I would say even the people who don't like Roger Moore's take on Bond love Roger Moore himself, because he's such a nice man and he was everything that you would want from Roger Moore. Including delightfully immature when it comes to innuendo. I mean, Roger Moore is not a man who will ever pass up the chance to make a joke about a pussy. Ever. He was making jokes about Willy Bonger's name. If he's known Willy Bonger on and off for over 30 years, that he must have probably got quite sick of that by this point. But we all found it hilarious. So God bless you, Sir Roger. You are a great, brilliant man, and that was the highlight of the whole weekend. After that, there was a tour of the grounds, all, from all sorts of films. Bond stuff, the place where Bond lands at the end of Goldfinger, the lake. and Garner for Rushing with Love, the ghetto rock place that Renard walks out of if the world is not enough. All these sort of still instantly recognisable places. There was one line of dialogue you'd never expect to hear anybody say, which was, over there is where the field for Carry On Camping is, where Barbara Windsor's bra flew off. We'd love to take you over there to show you it, but Star Wars won't let us. Which was mildly surreal. We got to see the Desmond Llewellyn tribute zone as well, which is in a really odd place by the lake, from Rushing with Love and the end of golfing. Obviously, because that's a place where a lot of film is done, they've had to put it kind of out of sight at the back of the lake, so it won't show up on film. But that makes it really hard to get to. You have to go like across a slippery little path and stumble across a narrow river. It's a bit too much. Roger Moore, for example, he needed help shoulder to lean on to get up onto the stage he did his talk on. He would not be able to go walk to see Desmond Llewellyn's memorial in his sort of slightly dodgery condition. That's a bit of a shame, really. And slightly odd. Also, was the fact that sort of next to straightforward, Desmond Llewellyn Q memorial, there was another little plaque next to a specially planted tree that explains who Desmond Llewellyn is, which kind of makes the first memorial redundant, really, if I need a second one to spell out who the memorial is for. Maybe combining the two might have been an idea, but very impressive tour, full of film history. So it was well worth doing just for that alone, really, the entire day. I went back to the house as a more last bit of walking around, looking at the exhibits and the quiz, which was great fun. I did quite poorly on the quiz 4, but got into the grand final, I think. Though I did spot that one of the questions didn't have a correct answer for the multiple choice. Where is the book of the Man with the Golden Gun set? Is of course Jamaica. That wasn't on the options there. They did notice that before they read out the answers there when said skip that question. So that was quite, gave me a moment of feeling good about myself in a quiz I did quite badly on. But it was sort of the end of the day and everybody went home. But all in all, fantastic day. Well worth it. Certainly if it's a film I've not already seen at the cinema, I would consider doing it again. The only real negative, I'd say, is that merchandise was tat, basically. Sellers seem to be selling any old, slightly poor condition rubbish. I know Bond is not a hugely heavily merchandise franchise compared to many things. But they did seem to miss some obvious options, like recently all the new seal books have come out, one of which is For Your Eyes Only. You would have thought the most sensible thing in the world would be to have a whole load of copies of the For Your Eyes Only one on sale. Nobody did, or at least I didn't see any. I did see a couple of copies of the new Skyfall and Casino Royale seal books. That was about it. The rest of the merchandise was distinctly less impressive. I ultimately went for, with merchandise, a nice vintage, not vintage, reproduction, 50th anniversary reproduction of a poster for Smile of Me, and the lobby Smile of Me lobby cards, one of which I absolutely adore. Completely gratuitously, it is just based around the fact that Barbara Bach has quite nice breasts. That's what they said you should go see this film for. And to be fair, she does, and they're quite impressive in the movie, but there's more to like about the film than that, though, I would say. And the other slightly related thing I got was a 50th anniversary poster collection, which I thought looked quite nice. And amidst all this, I also was able to get and add to it limited edition as well. Limited edition number 1276 of 3007. That's Well, I suspect that's not really an in-demand product at this point, really. They only ever make as many of those as they expect to sell anyway. The Spectre poster, which looks awesome. I'm so sogged for that film. It's going to be amazing, isn't it? Well, hopefully, anyway. But other than that, merchandising was slim pickings. And I didn't even see like the soundtrack for For Your Eyes Only on sale for anybody or anything like that, but you just thought it would be an obvious thing to do at an event like this. It was like lots of old, overpriced fanzines and poor condition second-hand books and open toys. Distinctly unimpressive, really. But otherwise, though, fantastic weekend. Something I would fully recommend anybody do, and I'm definitely looking forward to next year. On that note, I'm now going to say goodbye. I'll put the link to all my pictures on Facebook in the description of this video. My next video will probably be the Sarah Jane Adventures one, and everybody, take care of yourself. I would say this event overall was definitely worth at least 2 delicatessens in stainless steel.